Alright, some would argue that farming games aren't really the most popular among mobile games. Still, however, there is a massive amount of players that play nothing but. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video today on mobile games, and with that idea in mind, we're gonna be looking at the top 20 most trending farming RPGs to pick up and play on your Android and iOS devices right now. Let's do it. Alright, at number 1, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, from here we're actually going nowhere but uphill, so this isn't particularly the best game in today's list. But here we have Dreamdale, which is technically a farming sim, but incorporating dungeon crawling game elements, where you get to play as this knight on his mission to obviously rescue a princess. Now gameplay wise, it's a pretty easy to pick up kind of game, but with a significant amount of ads as well through and through. It's a pretty fun game with a nice balance between interaction and upgrading. It has a good sense of progression, meaning it's pretty enjoyable as you progress, and as of now the game is pretty much bug free. Moving on. Alright guys, coming up behind that, dear friends, we have FarmVille 3, well obviously the third installment of something, or well, a pretty popular saga that started all the way back in 2009. Now for those of you who know what I'm talking about, this is an almost identical game to that of the original. It is the typical resource gathering farm life where you collect, harvest, and then sell them for cash and level up. It's got a decent amount of content, runs free but better when paid. The game's getting constant support daily. It's got lots of updates and fixes. It's from a well-known developer called Zynga, I'm assuming you know that one, and it's been downloaded over 5 million times already. Check it out. At number 3, we've got Family Farm Adventure. Now, this is a strategy game basically, but a farm sim role-playing game where your mission is to explore different islands in order to process. There's puzzles to go through here, so technically it isn't just a tap and collect, but a very simple game to learn and with a nice variety in terms of characters, islands, missions, and etc. The game's got a great story even. There's online events in it, basically where the real fun happens. Could be kind of a money trap at times, but nothing really that you wouldn't want to get obsessed with. Anyway, the game's got a pretty good review score as well and over 10 million downloads since 2020. Check it out. Moving on, we have Adventure Bay, a pretty casual game first off and an exploration-based tap and collect farming sim life, where you get to collect stuff from around the place and turn them into buildings and shelter for animals and such. So as you could guess, it's a pretty simple game to play with a simple gameplay. Addictive. It's actually got over 4.8 review scores out of 5 on the Play Store, which is literally the most positive rated game in today's list, mainly because it is not one bit a pay-to-win kind of game, with a lot of content, very addictive as I mentioned, and it's getting a lot of updates on a regular basis too. Check it out. At number 5, well, from no more than a half a year ago and over 500,000 downloads ever since, in addition to an amazing 4.6 review score on the Play Store, we have here something called My Dear Farm. Probably the cutest game in today's video, technically speaking the most detailed one too in terms of content to go through and spend time with different parts of it. Well, it's got zero forced ads, in case that's a thing for you. Very relaxing game and with a very supportive developer, just in case you're running into any kind of trouble. Check this out. Alright guys, My Free Farm 2 on the other hand, well, first of all, for those of you unfamiliar, pretty much the old Facebook game FarmVille. It's a pretty well-known game, I'm assuming you've heard about it at least, where you decorate a farm, build all kinds of buildings, make friends, and eventually get to finish some quests with them. That's the point. There's animals you can get as well as do horse rides, while other things are growing and making. Frankly, in my opinion, this would have been the perfect farming game if it just were a little less money hungry. Nothing to really get upset about though. You can get diamonds for free, or you can just grow slowly and patiently. Totally worth 100% recommend. It's a very good game, very good developer support, and has been around for a long time. At number 7 we have, well, Sunrise Village, which is another free-to-play farming and adventure game where you're technically there to help your grandfather build this family farm and nearby village after some weird fog thing has messed everything up. The game is pretty much just Harvest Moon. You get to create buildings, grow crops, take care of animals and different things as you go. There's lots of quests to actually go through here, lots of areas to discover, a very good review score actually, and over 1 million downloads ever since last year. Check it out, this one's essentially a must. Alright guys, moving on we have Zombie Castaways. Now, this is a resource management sim about this zombie who was actually fallen in love with a girl, so he's decided to become a human. It's basically the movie Warm Bodies mixed with some zombie versus plants and in a Harvest Moony style sort of aesthetic. Now, the game's been downloaded over 10 million times since 2016. That's right, it's been around for quite a while, so it's almost bug-free. It's relaxing. It's a very relaxing game to be specific. It actually does always have stuff doing game, and as you progress, it's just more and more stuff to do. You can play this one offline if you want, and this is how it really works. Alright guys, Kawaii Islands, or Kawaiiverse on the other hand, is, in case you didn't realize yet, well, the first game in today's video that has actually been released in 2022. And it is pretty much in the same style of the other game that we mentioned earlier called My Dear Farm. Meaning, as you can see, it's rendered in 2D and plays in a skewed environment too. Technically, why the game is called Kawaii Islands, which is just, I believe it's a Japanese word for cute, I guess. Anyway, the game's free, it's downloaded over 100,000 times, and this is how the gameplay really works. At number 10, we have Blocky Farm, which is just another veggie-friendly, pretty perfect pocket kind of offline game to play anytime. It's technically a tap and collect, but really fun and has some new twists to it in terms of overall innovation. It's a pretty easy to progress kind of game, almost tuned to perfection. I mean, it's been around for 5 years now, so in terms of content, it is packed. It's plenty to keep busy with here, and the ads are even optional to watch. So if you're a man of patience and dedication, this game actually does pay off tremendously, and you won't even have to pay a single dime for it either. So anyway guys, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day right here at number 10. The rest I'm assuming you could figure out yourself. Drop a comment if there's anything you need to know regarding the rest of the video. Thanks for watching, please leave a like to support the channel, and here we go.
Hello? Oh no!
Hello.
Bye.